I do not quit. Y'all ain't noticed yet. Man, I've been cold for years. Don't belong at the coldest set.
First record was with Terror Squad. I did a song for Cuban Link called All Around the World. And when I was up there, Terror Squad was popping. This is right before Pun passed away. Terror Squad was popping. And they was working on Cuban Link's album. They was working on Armageddon's album. Fat Joe was working. And so I was up there playing beats. And all the beats I was playing for Joe, he was like, yo, all your beats is like action-packed, though. That's what I'm going to call you. Because my name at the time was Infinite the Architect. That was the time period that it was, Infinite the Architect, that whole Wu-Tang time. I picked that name because the architect builds stuff from scratch, stuff like that. And I was never gonna run out, so it was Infinite the Architect. I got on that Terror Squad album, they were like, yo, there's already some producers on here named the Infinite Architects. I was like, what the hell kind of coincidence would it be that... So I was like, well, I ain't got no name. You just gonna have to put it under my real name. So while I'm playing beats, he's like, yo, I'm gonna call you Action Pack Tracks. So that was my name. It was AP Tracks. And then it just switched to Tracks. And then as I started rapping more with my group back then, there was this group named The Agency. I used to always get in the beginning of the records and go, Tracks. Tracks. I think that people come to me because they know they'll get constructive input and something that can strengthen their songs and strengthen them as artists. Because my goal isn't to make everybody's song sound like what I would make. I think that that's stupid. You know what I mean? I think that that's the downfall of a lot of producers, you know, when they try to implement their sound onto everybody else. So that's not my job as a producer or as an engineer. You know what I mean? Like, if you're this person, I'm gonna make you the best version of that person as an artist. I'm gonna make your music the best version of that. So depending on what you bring to me is what I can bring out of you, you know. And I do that for people that I see want that. You know what I mean? I can say I'm the best right now. I don't, because I don't think that I always was the best. You know what I mean? Like, there was a point where I felt like I was the best, and I wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, I listened to music from 2002, and I'm like, oh, that's not bad for me being that young in 2002. Jay-Z was out in 2002. So I had to stop comparing myself to cats local or cats around here and started being like, yo, who's the competition? If I'm trying to compete on a major level, the major competition is Drake. It's Ye, it's Jay-Z still. These are the people that I'm looking at. So I feel like now I can say I'm the best, because I know I can do everything that's being done, and I know I can do stuff that they can't. Just because I say that, I always get people that ask me, why aren't you there then? If you're that good, then why aren't you there then? And it's very easy to get there through somebody else. It's way easier for me to say to whoever I know at Atlantic Records, yo, I got this cat, he's dope, than it is for me to say, yo, I'm dope. It doesn't work the same as if you know the guy at Atlantic and you say, yo, I got this cat, this dude named Don Michael, he's dope. So, you know, it's a lot of factors, and I won't say it's luck. I won't say that it's like, it's not a lack of skill though. You know what I mean? It's not luck. It's just that people were fortunate enough to put themselves in a better position. When I put projects out now, people can hear what I'm capable of, not just rhyme-wise or production-wise, but they hear what I'm capable of to do for them, not just what I do for me. You know, so now I get cats that come to me, it's just like, I need some beats like this. And, you know, to my credit, I've always put more time and more focus on everybody else's stuff than mine. My stuff is just, I know what I want. So I can hop up and rush and chop it up real quick and do this and do that. I can do that for me because I know what's in my head. So I might only get an hour a day to work on my stuff. You know what I mean? But when somebody books a beat session for me, I set aside 4 hours for them to make sure that I capture whatever emotion they want, to make sure that the song's structured. It took me a while to go for mine because I was always trying to go for ours. You know what I mean? I was always trying to bring everybody. I was always trying to do it with somebody. Like, I was always trying to bring, you know, this is my 3 Day was my first solo project. You know what I mean? Like, as long as I've been rapping since a little kid, like 3 Day was the first time that I ever set out to do something solo. I did have a project called Weight on My Shoulders that I never put out because I never finished it. It was like 8 songs or something like that, and I would always go back and keep revamping and keep doing things over. So long. It was in 2006 when I lost my job at Sam Mash. Or actually, before that, 2004 when I started ghost producing for Megahertz. He didn't pay me. You know what I mean? So my job let me take a leave of absence. Then I came back to my job. I got kind of good, but the bosses were different. My financial situation started relying on the music. So I wasn't making music for me anymore. I was making music to make money. I was recording. That's when I started. When they fired me, that's when I started doing sessions for my livelihood. When I was walking out, I was panicked. I was like, shit, like, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? By the time I got to the door, my phone was ringing, and it was Haven from POS asking me if I could do a session the next day. And I was like, I used to only do sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I was like, yeah, I could do a session. It was a Saturday or whatever. I was like, yeah, I could do a session or Sunday. I was like, I can do one because I don't gotta work. I don't gotta work no more. So yeah, I could do a session all day. In fact, I could do a session all day and I could do it as late as I want because I don't have to be to work the next day either. So then it was like, I can do this. I'm at that point. I can make money off of my music. I can make enough to not just survive. I can live. You know what I mean? So I did it. Yeah, nah. Music is for me is like it's my talent. So I feel like it's the way that I'm supposed to deliver my messages. You know what I mean? It's my medium to get to people. But my purpose ain't to make music. It's to deliver the messages. You know what I mean? If there was a better way, or if I found a different talent to deliver the messages, then I would use that. If I found a more direct way, if I could go and talk to everybody that I saw, had an open mind and listen, I would do that. You know what I mean? But the easiest way that I can do it to a mass amount of people is to put it in the music. And the message is always just that there's more. Don Michael Jr., Camden, New Jersey, Parkside, all around the world on Heart BeatZ.
Who am I? Yo, I don't know anymore. I used to represent a culture before. I used to call the shit ours. I used to walk through Parkside like, what up? On my way to #1 to go inside and get grub. Shaking hand after hand, that's cause I knew everybody. Now everybody that I used to know got bodies of body. I used to see the graffiti and recognize all the tags. I'm not used to seeing everybody walk by me with flags. I used to go to the high, that was my junior and senior. Before that it was Camden Catholic, going through it with teachers. I used to be in the band, I used to root from the bleachers. My grades kept me off the team.